slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it.
And that was Hatina Mushapanika, which means we have no home in this earthly world. Life is too hard. Life is a struggle. If I had wings, I would fly and rest. I would fly to you, God, and I would rest. And trust and believe me, people, I am in need of rest right now. I have been involved in a war with the witch doctor of the dark side for the last 7 days. And if experience has taught me anything, this is a fight that's gonna go on for years. Even when I have forgotten all about it, he'll still be coming after me. Okay, that's how they work. So one of the witch doctors who helped in my ascension was from the dark side. There's always one or two, okay, every ascension. In my first ascension, there was one. My second ascension, there was another. And this is my third and last ascension, there were two, okay? And he was teaching me protection. From the moment I started talking to him months before I went, I did not like him. But my ancestors said, he's the one. He will teach you great protection, and everybody needs protection. Especially when you are a witch doctor of the light. You get attacked a lot, and you also pick up things. Anyway, so I didn't like him. But he said, I will teach you the greatest protection ever. And my ancestors agreed. They said, he will teach you the greatest protection ever. So off I went when I got there to see him. And when I met him in person, I especially didn't like him. He had this great life on the outside. He has the wife, she ain't beautiful. He has the daughter, very pretty. The son, ooh, very handsome. He has the trappings of a witch doctor who's doing very well for himself, right? He has the coldest motherfucker eyes I have ever seen. And to me, he was ugly, right? Because I have an ancestor over here. She don't like men who are ugly. He was ugly. But coming from Zimbabwe, that's a country full of some ugly people. Because, and I'll tell you why, because they value ugliness. When you are good looking, they abuse you for it. I was abused. I'm not saying I'm good looking. I don't think so, because I was raised to think I was the ugliest bitch ever. I was told that from the day I once said, oh my God, I'm so pretty, looking in a mirror. And my dad yelled at me for saying that, because Zimbabweans do not like beautiful people. The women who are married to the richest men are fugly. There are more fugly married women who have more fugly, ugly, kids than the beautiful women. Our culture is contemptuous of good looks. I say Zimbabweans are beauty challenged. Yeah. So anyway, because the country is full of fugly, right? Like 5% are somewhat pretty, but it's really weird that they will call this ugly chick really pretty, and then the really pretty chick, the really beautiful one that by any black person standards in the world is beautiful, they will call her, she's not that good looking, she's not ugly, but they will take this like ugly person. Anyway, it's the way our culture is. It values ugly people. So for centuries they've been making some ugly people. You should, okay, if you think I'm lying, Google Zimbabwe's top 10 beautiful women, okay? The women they say are beautiful, okay? If you think I'm lying, Google them and then come back to me. Oh my God. Okay, so let me get, I'm so glad I'm doing this because now I'm laughing. I haven't laughed for 7 days. Okay, so anyway, he was ugly, but then to me that's common in Zimbabwe, right? It's common that every second person you meet is ugly as hell. It's true. Google Zimbabwe's 10 most beautiful and see what those journalists and those people have put up as the 10 most beautiful women. It's embarrassing because the country is actually full of real beautiful people and none of them even make it to the top 1,000, okay? Okay. It reminds me of when my aunt said her son's wife was very beautiful and that people were so shocked at her beauty, and I said, no auntie, they were shocked at how ugly she is. Oh my God, I'm terrible, but that's what I say to her, and her maids rolled over laughing. Her maids rolled over laughing. She couldn't believe I said that. But anyway, I am going to be penalized for saying this. I'm going to have very angry family members. Anyway, Mr. Fugly decided, even when he was teaching me protection spells, he would tell me, I don't like your language, and I'm like, I don't like you, so we're even. But I didn't say that. I kept it to myself, right? I did not say, I don't like you, so we're even, right? I don't like your language, I don't like your demeanor, you are Delilah the seducer. Oh yes, he called me Delilah the seducer, and I was only being friendly. And then he says, can I ask you a question? And I said, what? And he said, why do you like me? And I said, oh, because I just like you. But I didn't, But I have been trained not to be so vicious when I don't have to be. So then, I was trying to find really nice things to like about him. But, of course, all my instincts said don't and whatever, right? The point is, I thought he taught me very nicely. I thanked him because you pay for this, right? I thanked him a hell of a lot of money, okay? Money I find difficult to part with because I'm a broke-ass single mother, right? So I thanked him and we went our separate ways. And it's been like 4 weeks and I discovered that some of my gifts had been stolen. In other words, one of my ancestors had been stolen. The storyteller. The psychic one who gives me the longest psychic readings, who spies on hip-hop stars like Jay-Z and so on, and then I write books out of it because he prefers to have what he sees put in books. So I call him the storyteller, right? He prefers the books, right? He snatched my storyteller. Now, the way it works is that once one of your ancestors has been stolen, the whole team comes to a standstill. They work as a team, right? In the process of snatching my storyteller, he gagged my grandmother. And so that left room for me to be attacked from the dark side in their forces, which was his entire intention. Trust and believe, when a witch doctor of the dark comes after you, he wants you dead. He's not just coming after you for little itty bitty things. He wants you dead. Now, he's a formidable one. Okay? He's a formidable one. The first one was extremely charming. He did the same thing to me. The thing is, they do the same thing. Oh my God. Okay, he did the same thing to me, the first one, and the second one. And this one did it again. And he was surprised I found out so soon. So, of course, he's a formidable one because he's a high-level dark witch doctor, right? He's formidable. So I'm expecting to fight with him probably all my life. But I hope not. I hope he stops today. So anyway, I called him because I'm that bitch. And I said, what did you do? And he told me, your ancestors are for everyone to use. How selfish of you. They're just not for you. They're for the whole world. And I can take them. And so now I had to go into battle. Right? And while he's telling me that, by the way, he's still telling me that he hates my demeanor. He hates my language. He hates the way I carry myself. But people who are dark always attack you personally. I could have told him, your mama did not evolve. She still has that tail. Because to us, that's the mama insult. Your mama didn't evolve. She still has that tail. The one that evolution killed, she does, and you came from between that tail, right? I could have said that, and I'm saying it now, but I didn't, right? So we were fighting, and the fight continues, the war continues, and for the first time in my life, guys, I opened the war office. The thing about being a witch doctor of the light is that we do not create weapons and send them out into the air. We do not create evil. So I have to find the weapons that he created and send them back to him. Okay. And now I'm using the protection skills that he taught me. I'm really, really hurt and upset about this. I am completely devastated. I'm always shocked at what evil can and will do. And I almost gave up. 3 days ago, I almost gave up. I almost gave up. I went to bed crying because this is so hard. I went to bed wailing and howling. And I went to bed and I said, I'm done. He can have my ancestors. He can do whatever he wants. He can blah, 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 blah. Right? But I woke up the next morning and I said, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. The storyteller, the one he took, was our king. And he was assassinated. He died at 36. Okay? My grandmother, the one he gagged, right, was murdered by her brother. He beat her to death for her property. He stole her property. She went to ask him why he did it. He beat her to death. My grandmother was born in an era where women were seen as garbage. And if you go to my village today, women are still seen as garbage. And yet we are a matrilineal society. Okay? And she suffered. Okay? There's no way I'm going to let a motherfucker gag my grandmother. no way I'm going to let a motherfucker abuse her. In no way I'm going to let a motherfucker abuse the storyteller. Not going to happen. Not on my watch. So, this is what I did. Because I make lemonade out of lemons. I was in so much pain. And I'm still in so much pain. I'm sharing it with you. That's what I'm doing right now. I was in so much pain. And I'm still in so much pain. See. That I decided that I would take this fight to the people. And I will show them that being a witch doctor is, especially of the lights, in my culture, the Bantus, is not a bed of roses. Okay? Of the millions of witch doctors that are in the Bantu religion, only about 1 million are witch doctors of light. The rest are witch doctors of the dark. My own organization, the Zimbabwe National Traditional Healers Association, is now run by dark witch doctors. Okay? Before, 5 years ago, it was run mostly because, we believe in our culture that light and dark must coexist. 5 years ago, or 7 or 9 even years ago, it was an even thing, right? It was even. 50-50 light, 50-50 dark. Now it's all dark at the top. All dark at the top. So you are going against a group of... I hope you all watched Harry Potter, okay? If you watched Harry Potter, you would understand what I'm talking about. You are one light witch doctor going against 50 dark witch doctors who are all working against you because we're a little hard to kill because we do not produce weapons of mass destruction. So they have to find other things. But anyway, this will take forever. This video will take forever if I get into it. I am in so much pain. I still am. I like emotional pain, Like, why? But anyway, the way I give myself therapy, the way I release this thing. Oh, I got my ancestors back, people. That very day. That very day, I got them back. And they're right here with me right now. Okay. But anyway, I decided, because I express, I heal through writing, I've decided to write a book. Witchdoctor, The Curse of the Chosen. And I am going to publish it chapter by chapter because these chapters are going to be 200 pages long. So, chapter 1 will be on Smashwords in October. I will let you know when it is out. In October, chapter 1 will be on Smashwords, and it will detail this fight that I am going through right now. This fight with this particular dark witch doctor and his wife and his kids, because they are all practitioners, right? And my psychic ability can even see them having meetings about me and what they're going to do next. And all I can do is stand on the defense. All I can do is defend, which I'm okay with. I will never put evil out there. And once you give in to let me just do a little bit of evil, you are fucked for the rest of your life. So anyway, I'm going to write a book about this fight and how I'm strategizing it, because I opened a war office. Don't joke, war office. I opened a war office in my basement. So I'm going to write how I strategized, how I fought. I'm going to share with you every single detail, including the spells to Mother Nature that my ancestors and I are using to rebuke, to protect, to fortify. That's what I'm going to do. That will help me. And that one will be out by October. I'm sure the fight will still be going on because I know these people. But I'll also share the other fights I've had with dark witch doctors. And I'll put spells because everybody in this world needs to protect their damn selves. Yes, you do. So every spell my ancestors are giving me, I'm writing it down. Everything, so that I can share with you all, and then you can also protect yourself from these dark forces that are just running around harming people. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be publishing it chapter by chapter, like I said, because the chapters will be really thick and I can't afford to do a manual. And I also share my life story, my journey into witch doctoring, because it was a painful journey. It is still a painful journey, and that's why I call it the curse of the chosen, because this is a curse. This is a curse. And you will understand why I say that when you read Witchdoctor. Witchdoctor, the curse of the chosen. Okay. So, my ancestors are back. We're back in business. And I'm glad I did this. I wasn't sure I was going to do it, but I'm glad I'm doing this because it's making me happy. This is making me very, very happy. Thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for being there for me, because I think without you watching, I would give up so easily, because the struggle is really, really real over here. You know what I mean? And doing these readings gives me a break from going back into the war front to see what else they've sent my way so that I can prevent it. You know, this is really good for me, and I'm so grateful. And if I haven't said thank you in a while, I thank you now. You humble me just by watching this shit every day, and your comments keep me going, and your compassion and your reaching out. You have no idea how much this means. And through this struggle, just saying I'm going to give a reading so that I can gain some strength. And guess what? I have gained strength just by sitting here on the floor in the angle I'm expected to, and in giving this reading. Okay, I'm probably going to give the reading and then I'll talk again for a little while. But I think I'm going to try to go for 2 readings today. Okay, the first reading, Nicki Minaj and her husband. In our culture, he's her husband, whether they are married or not. We're going to look into that relationship, and we're going to see what's going on, just because we're curious on that. And before I begin, let me stop. Push aside. Be professional. Dark witch doctors, watch how this shit is done. Metaphysical science has no physical proof of its existence. Therefore, everything I'm reading today is nothing but speculation, and it's for entertainment purposes only. It's not meant to harm or hurt, but to entertain and make people forget their problems, even for a little while. We all need to get out of our lives just for a little while, and to get into the lives of those whose souls asked for fame, whose souls asked for their names to be public figures. We need to get into their light and just stand there just for a little while, so that we can be brighter when we get off it. Get out of their light and into our own. So this reading of Nicki Minaj and her man has no scientific basis, but it has all the metaphysical basis. Okay. Alrighty. So why am I doing them? Because there has been stories about Nicki for a while, and I've never done a Nicki, just Nicki by herself with this particular man reading. I've never done their reading. I talked about him in one reading where I called him the criminal, and he's still the criminal to me, because even as I'm holding this plate, I'm getting a vision that he will be doing more criminal activity. So anyway, I've never done a reading on them, and also Nicki herself. So I decided to do that today. Okay? So I'm going to call Nicki into the place, and we're going to see what she has for us. And I am a Nicki fan, okay? I have a lot of her songs, and I really feel her lyrics, just so that you people know. I am not a Cardi B fan, at all. I can't listen to her music for even a second. But that's because I'm old. I'm 48. That comes with age. And Cardi B should be very proud of herself, because my parents, when they were my age, they really hated Madonna. And look at how famous she is. Cardi B is going to be just as famous because this old lady does not like her. But I am a Nicki fan, and maybe that doesn't bode well on Nicki because this old lady likes her. So, but I feel like her star is going to go on and on and on and on and on, no matter the hiccups. So just so you know. So fellow Nicki fans, do not come after a bitch, okay? Do not come after a bitch, because I'm about Nicki. Alrighty? Okay. Nicki. A very tired, dejected, and despondent Nicki just walked into the plate. In fact, she's sitting and she's like, and then she's up again. There she goes. Then she gets up, and then she leaves my plates. Okay. I will call her again. If I can call my goddamn ancestors from where they've been stolen, I can call her again. Okay. Nicki. Come on. Nicki. Okay, I've been told to. Yeah. This comes out. Okay. Nicki. And she runs into the plate. And she sits down. And her eyes are glassy. Her eyes are very, very, very glassy. Very glassy. Very, like she's under the influence. And then for a second, she looks like she's not under the influence. And for a second, she looks like she's not under the influence. And guess what, guys? This is going to be an exciting reading. Her man, the fuck is his name? Has just walked into the plate. That guy has just walked into the plate. And he's giving her something. He's handing her something. And she's taking it. And she's opening it. It's a bottle of pills. And she's popping a pill into her mouth. And he is watching her. And he's sad. He's kind of sad. But not just about her. He's sad about his life. He's extremely depressed. He's like saying, oh God, I didn't know that this was what I was signing up for. Right? He's really sad. What the frick is his name? Okay. Because I'm going to call him into Nicki Minaj's boyfriend. Oh Lord, his name has gone right out of my head. And that's okay. I am still like in the metaphysical. I'm still, part of my mind is still like fighting a war. Okay, Nicki Minaj's boyfriend, because I have to call him, by his name. Oh, Kenneth. Oh, thank God. I can't call him the criminal. So, okay, so Kenneth was very despondent. Kenneth was very like, oh God. He's very sad. He assumed he was going to get glitz and glamour and happiness and joy, but what he has got instead has been completely different from what he imagined he would get. But I'm going to officially invite him into the plate now, even though he walked in to give Nicki a bottle of pills. Kenneth. And Kenneth walks in, surprise, surprise, with his arm around another woman. And he sits down next to Nicki. So this is Nicki, this is Kenneth, this is another female. She's very slim, she's very like tall, she ain't got no ass, she's very light in complexion. Okay, so now I am just going to I'm going to take them all, whoever she is, if she's really that insistent on turning out. My ancestors are telling me, listen, carefully. You're not listening. Because I'm being retaught again. I'm being elevated at this psychic ability. They are elevating me, so they are teaching me as we go. So please excuse me if I have to like close my eyes and listen and things like that. Just look at my pretty face if you think it's pretty. If you think it's ugly, just, I don't know. This is Miss Nicki. This beautiful shell right here. It's a pity you can't see it as clearly as I do. It's beautiful, and it depicts her beauty. It's petite and it's beautiful. This is Miss Nicki. And she's got her head screwed on right as we meet her today. And she's looking into the future and what she thinks her life is going to be like. She says she thinks she's going to be hot. Hotter than ever. Nobody can take me down. Nobody. I'll take them down first. I've worked so hard in this career. So hard. I want you to see that I called Nicki and Kenneth. If they were a couple, a real couple that's gonna last, a real couple, they would be at least close to each other somewhere. Am I making sense? This is Nicki. Where's Kenneth? Okay? Just to let you know. The good thing about Miss Nicki is that she's going to be making some hits. She is going to do a great comeback. She's going to make some hits. And she's going to make more money than she made in her past. She is partnering with people who are worthy now. And she's got her act together. She's really got her act together. She's going to be making some hits. And people are going to be dancing to Nicki. So she's not lying when she says she's the shit that walks and talks. Expect Nicki to get better and better in these next 2 years. Expect her to outlive most of the rap queens. Right now, she says, they make fun of me. They say I'm popcorn or bubblegum or whatever. But I am going to show them that the success I have to this point was well earned, well deserved, and I worked hard for it. I worked with my knuckles to get here, so I'm gonna show them. So she's really in a great work mode, and she's really producing some great stuff, and I as a fan am really looking forward to it. But she also is very hyper and high. I'm just gonna say it like it is. She has a drug problem. She says, yeah, I've been doing too many drugs since Kenneth. I've been doing just too much. Yeah. She has a drug problem, and she will have to deal with it sooner or later. So I'm asking her, where is Kenneth? Where's Kenneth? And this is Kenneth. Right here. This is the state of Nicki Minaj's relationship right now. This is Kenneth way over here. This is her work and money. Right? This is her work. This is her personal life. Okay? And this is Kenneth. Nicki has a very good friend. A very good and very, very wealthy friend. Very wealthy friend. Who looks out for her a lot. And she doesn't even realize it. He works behind the scenes to sort out her situations. Because money was trying to shut her up. In her past, money was trying to shut her up. Money was trying to take away her career. A lot of money exchanged hands to take away her career. One record label was using all its power to kill Nicki Minaj. And this man right here, let me see if I can describe him. Well, he's black, in his 40s. I'm just going to say the name I have been given, because my ancestors say I must listen, right? P. Diddy. P. Diddy. He saved her career. Behind the scenes, he saved her career. He saved her career. Why would you do that? He says he likes the girl. She works hard for hers. And she's truly talented. She can spit. And it's a shame that she has to do all those gimmicks to get attention from the world. But she can truly spit. Yeah. So, let's go back to Kenneth. Let me ask her, why is Kenneth so far away from you? Because he's on his way out, she says. He wants my money like everybody else. Nobody can really love me for who I am. He wants my money. So I'm asking her, so why are you with him? So why are you with him? Street credibility. They almost buried me. They almost buried me to make Cardi relevant. They almost buried me. And Cardi was relevant because she's a gangster. This part of the world, these people we serve, they really like people who've been to prison. They like gangsters. They like people from the streets. They don't like people like me. I'm not too street for them. So, besides the fact that I really have great sex with him, even though we haven't had sex in a long, long while, besides the fact that, we get along somewhat, I needed the fact that he was a criminal. I wanted to use it to my advantage. And it has worked. It has worked. People who didn't have the time of day for me in the industry now have the time of day because they don't see me as a snob anymore. They don't see me as a stuck-up bitch. They don't see me as a wannabe white acting black kind of bitch because I got myself a man who has been to the pen. I'm going to borrow that line. So, okay. Do you love Kenneth? I do. In my own way. I don't hate him, but he's lazy and he wants my money. I can't trust him because he does some shit like with other bitches and so on. I can't trust him. I can't. Okay. So I'm going to ask Kenneth. Kenneth, now that we have identified you in Nicki's very, very, very busy and lucrative life, what do you think is the state of your relationship? Publicity stunt. We started off real and it became a publicity stunt. This whole thing, publicity stunt. I want to marry her for real. I want to be her husband. I want to be there. But I also thought I'd make money. I also thought I'd become, like Oprah Stedman, Oprah Stedman. I thought I'd become like Nicki's Stedman. And people would give me some respect and people would look up to me. But I just can't run away from my past. I just can't run away from my past. Nicki is a very difficult woman. She's very demanding and sometimes she forgets I'm her man and she pushes me around like I work for her or like I earn money, and it's really tough on this relationship. Will you stay? Kenneth, will you stay? Nah. I'm about done. I just need my coin and then I'm done. Okay. I'm gonna ask Nicki if she married Ken, like legally married Ken. We know they got a marriage license, but I'm just asking. Okay, I'll start with the marriage license. Was it a publicity stunt? Let me ask her. Nicki, was the marriage a publicity stunt? Yes. But there's no harm in actually doing the real thing. I can get a lot of endorsements for a wedding. It'll be such fun. There's something about Nicki Minaj's personality, and I'm just gonna say it. It's reminding me of Britney Spears. There's a little bit of childishness in this very hard-working woman who runs an empire. There's a little bit of childishness, almost as if she needs it to exist. A little bit of immaturity when it comes to her personal life, but not when it comes to her career, if I'm making sense. There's a real... I'm not saying that because she's saying what she's saying is the essence that I'm getting from her. Okay? So then I'm going to ask Kenneth, was the marriage license a publicity stunt? No. It wasn't. Marriage is what's on the cards. Marriage is what we're going to do. Okay. So now I am actually going to do something else because Nicki really pushed. I'm going to just call Kenneth by himself and say bye to Nicki for a while and see if I can really read into their relationship through Kenneth. How's that? Nicki is going to win some awards. Yes, her time in the sun is coming. I mean, it's greater than the time she's leaving behind. She's had some hard times, but her time in the sun is coming. Yet as I'm holding the shells, it still says the only thing that can stop Nicki is Nicki herself, because she is doing too many drugs. For those who don't know, Nicki wears a lot of yellow when she's not out wearing designer attire for designers and stuff like that. Yellow and blue is a mix, and it's her favorite color. And I'm just going to take this to her ancestors, and I'm just going to let you know the importance of yellow and blue. Blue is for female ancestors, so she has a lot of female influence. Her female ancestors are around her all the time. Yellow is for the ancestors of the waters, those who really had a hard time in life and have to come back through water. So Nicki's family tree must be full of a great deal of hardship, a great deal of victims. And they made it, to her, because every time I'm closing my eyes and seeing her, she's in yellow and blue. Okay. So we're going to call Kenneth. Bye, Nicki. Bye, Nicki. Bye, Nicki. Bye, Nicki. Kenneth. Kenneth. He's really not wanting to come into this place by himself. This man literally has no self-confidence. Okay. So, Kenneth. And he walks in. Me, I love my ancestors' walking stick / knife. I really love it. Okay, and I'm being told, listen. Okay. So Kenneth has walked in, and he's sitting in that plate, and he has come by himself. So maybe the woman he brought the first time was to hide himself, because this man loves to live in the shadows. I don't understand then, if you love to live in the shadows, why you're with Nicki and why you were chasing fame. He really loves to live in the shadows, which is something that Nicki loved about him. He doesn't want to be seen. He's literally got his head down like this, because now he can't hide between two people, so he's got his head down. He has a lot of secrets. A lot of secrets. And the last time I said this about a person was with Trey Songz. I said Trey Songz has got a lot of secrets, right? And then my ancestors refused to ever read him again, because the more they dug into the secrets, the murkier and nastier the secrets got. And he also, Trey Songz also has a very dark soul, and dark souls can manifest weapons, and they can be destructive. So my ancestors went into protective mode, like they have to do, and they said, no, we're done with him. We're done. Done. War up. Done. Because he is not a good person. Let me just put it that way. He smiles and he gives you, I'm a good person, and he's got that cute boy looks. But has anybody ever told you that the devil sometimes makes them really beautiful because the devil was beautiful? I don't believe in the devil because it's not in my culture, but it's not unheard of that beautiful people sometimes are made beautiful to cover their ugliness, and that's Trey. Anyway, I can talk like this because this guy ain't saying shit in here. He won't let me look into his eyes, so I'm trying to get him to look up so that I can look into his eyes. Even through the veil, eyes are the mirror to the soul. So, he's really unhappy in this relationship. Really unhappy. He says he never thought he'd be put in the forefront. He said he never thought he'd be her arm candy. He just wanted to be the man in the background, the quiet man in the background. And he said when his past came up, he said, okay, I've been told to listen. He says she's using me to get credibility, and I'm getting nothing out of it. He feels used. And he says all his life he has been used. Since he was a little boy, he was abused sexually, and that's being used. And then he thought when he became teenager / man, he became strong and could defend himself and could fight. Ended up in prison for defending himself and for fighting and for being strong. So raping the girl was him trying to prove his strength, and said also for me trying to say I'm straight, I'm not gay, because just before he had a gay relationship. And he says it comes from having been sexually abused by his uncles when he was younger. So before he attacked that girl, he had a gay relationship. And then, he attacked that girl to prove that he wasn't gay, to show his strength to the streets, to cover up what they were saying he was. So he said, I showed all this strength, I ended up in prison, and then I come out and I say, okay, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to be this different guy. I'm going to, lay low, make my money, lay low. And, I'm really gifted with music. So, I said, I'll lay low, I'll make my money. And then guess what happens? I meet Nicki again, and I get to know her, and I say to her, okay, I want to be your man, and I want to lay low. And we had a deal. Nicki and I had a deal. I would be in the background. No one would know except the music, except the industry, that I existed. And she agreed because she really loved that, because the reason she refused all the other men was because she thought they were using her. So I said, I ain't trying to use you, girl. I'll stay in the background and you do your thing. I'll be in the background. And before you knew it, she was having publicists send the paparazzi out to take pictures of us. And now again, I'm in the front, and now again my past catches up with me. And now, if I don't react, I'm weak, and now I'm being viewed as weak. But that's not just it. She said to me when she sent the paparazzi that she would pay me, that I would get coin for it. She convinced me that there was money in it. So far, not 1 cent. Okay, I'm going to take it back, but I think he just basically said everything. But he does give us his relationship with Nicki. Okay, I knew it. I knew that if I removed Nicki from the board because she's more concerned about her career, I would get their relationship. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I did. Okay, so this is Nicki, and this is him. Between the two of them, there is a lot of love. These two people love each other. Their shells are open to each other. They are open to working through their problems and hardships. They really care for each other. Really care for each other. Okay? It's genuine. Despite, some of the things being a publicity stunt, their feelings for each other are very genuine. I am very surprised. I am extremely surprised. However, more surprises on my ass, right? They are in a foursome, right? Like they are in a sexual relationship with another couple that really loves each other as well, right? They love each other very, very well. And this is the man in that couple, and this is the woman in that couple. She's very beautiful, guys. She's extremely beautiful. She is very light-skinned with, silky hair, but she's not white. She's like mixed, and she's extremely gorgeous and rich, of course, but she's extremely gorgeous, and they are in a relationship, and she's thin. Possibly this is the woman he brought into the plate to hide. This is the woman he brought into the plate because she's way closer to him than he is to Nicki, but his love is for Nicki, it's not for her. But they are in a foursome because look at this triangle and triangle. Get it? There are two triangles. I hope you can see this. If you can't, I'm very sorry. But like I said, I'm not changing my camera. This one actually works for the broadcast bitch that I am. I was going to have to buy new things, new microphones and what have you to get exactly what I wanted with the other cameras, with the other camera. Because I bought another one after that and too expensive. It's just getting too expensive. So, if you really want to see it live, I'll see you at the shows when I'm touring. So, okay. Nicki doesn't have feelings for any of these people except Kenneth. Kenneth, however, does have feelings for the man in this foursome. He has feelings for the man, and his feelings are a little stronger for the man than his feelings for Nicki. So they do four-way, and they seem to be very happy with it. So I'm gonna ask individually because I'm getting a vibe of disconnection here. I'm gonna ask Kenneth if he is legally married to Nicki, and I'm gonna ask Nicki if she's legally married to Kenneth. Okay? Kenneth, are you legally married to Nicki? He says yes. Okay. Nicki, I have to call Nicki. Nicki. Oh my God. This is good. You know what? I have to put Nicki on the board for Nicki to answer for herself. And so we got a yes from Kenneth. So let me carry on with Kenneth. There was a time, I think Kenneth was a really good criminal. In his past, Kenneth was a really good criminal because he was doing okay for himself. Guys, he was doing okay for himself financially, right? And he had a family. He had a family of 2 kids. with a woman. And this, you know what's so fascinating? The next one, the one whom he fought with, the one whom he left, Nicki, if he left for Nicki, this one, he had no kids with her, right? But he left this particular woman while she was pregnant, and I guess she miscarried. She definitely miscarried with their third child. There is this other woman here. So he's a dad. He's got kids. So then there's this other woman here, the one that's, because she's in the nice triangle between him and Nicki. He left her for Nicki. She still loves him. She still has feelings for him. She still wants him. And she still cares for him. But he has moved on. But she still wants him. He has moved on. She has made overtures. She has said, come back to me, come back to me. There is still conversation between these two. And he complains about his life with Nicki and how unhappy he is. And she says, you can come back to me, you can come back to me. Is there sex between the two of you, Kenneth? No. And I'm going to say exactly what he said. If I were to cheat on Nicki, it would be with a man, not a woman. That's what he said. Okay. So he was doing okay when it came to relationships and even money. He was making good money. Okay. So this is his board. And I'm going to round this up now. I'm going to call Nicki back into the plate and I'm going to ask her if she is legally married to Kenneth. Nicki, the sex between Nicki and Kenneth when they first started was fire. These two were like two rabbits going at it. They couldn't get off each other. And Kenneth introduced Nicki to new street drugs, which she's now liking a little too much. But even more than that, he introduced her to some, what I call sexual deviance, because I'm one man, one woman, and I want sex in the right hole, okay? Right hole, right place, motherfucker. You know, the popo will be cold if you put it anywhere else. So anyway, he introduced Nicki. He said he turned her. He turned her. Sexually in their bedroom, he has control. He is the dominant. He is the one who controls. And he turned her into having group sex, something she wouldn't have before, something she didn't want to have, until they ended up in a partnership with another couple. And he turned her to accept him doing things with that man in front of her, right? He turned her. He says he turned her. He made her accept a whole lot of shit. And his explanation for why he finds dick so delicious is that, he went to prison and that's what we do right there. But that's not true. It comes from a childhood of abuse because he was such a beautiful boy. He was such a handsome little boy. And his uncles and his mom's friends took advantage of it. Anyway, he's still very strong in this reading, so I'm going to kick him out. Okay. Nicki. Okay. I need a knife because she is... You will not believe this. The bitch is dancing in my plate. Like, dancing like... I was a rock chick. Most African females of my age, we were rocker chicks, right? And, head banging and what have you. So that's what she's doing now. Head banging out of her mind. So now I have to calm her down because I ain't got time for this. I've got rituals. I got rituals to do, girlfriends. I gotta stop the dark side weapons getting to me. Okay. My grandmother is suggesting she's not well. So And she sits down and she's calm. Oh my gosh, she's planning on having a baby if she's not pregnant already. Wow. Wow. If she's not pregnant already. So I don't know. I don't really keep up as much, and I won't be keeping up as much for a few months because I'm working on my tour, and I'm working on the dark side's weapons, and I'm working on Witchdoctor, the curse of the chosen, and you know that. And hopefully I'm going to be doing lots and lots of readings in October just to re-elevate my ability. So if anybody hears anything about Nicki, she's trying to have a baby, and pregnancy is hard for her. I'm being told to listen, so I'm going to be quiet for a while and listen. She's trying for a baby, but it's very difficult for her to get pregnant, so she's using money to try and have this baby. In other words, what my ancestors are trying to say is that she's doing like in vitro, or like she's using doctors to try and have it. She could be pregnant right now, but the pregnancy could be threatening to miscarry because this shell is upside down. See? It's upside down. It could be threatening to miscarry. Hold on. I'm being told to listen again. This is not her first time trying for a baby. So it could be threatening to miscarry, and so she's on doctor's orders and doctor's advice, and they are working on her. So maybe she will keep this baby, and I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna be compassionate and kind. I've been told to do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna ask. I'm being told to be kind and compassionate and allow God to do His thing. Okay. Good luck, Nicki. Alrighty. So my question to Nicki is, are you and Kenneth, I'm really nervous asking this, legally married? She says yes. Then she comes back again. She's still talking, and I'm being told, listen. We are married in every way. We are married in every way. That's not what I asked, though. I asked if you were legally married. She said, I ain't telling you that. Okay. I will respect that because God, I'm tired. Once again, though, please note Nicki's career. If there's anything we can take away from Ms. Nicki, it's that her career is gonna be the bomb. The bomb, the bomb, the bomb. The it. Okay? This girl is gonna wipe out the competition in these next 2 years. So I'm really tired. I had promised that I was going to do a second reading, but I've been having sleepless nights and sleepless days. And so I will tackle Kylie and her partner Travis in the next reading that I do. Because I'm really tired. I really wanted to do this, but I'm really tired. In the next reading that I do, I will tackle Kylie and Travis for next week. And I am actively taking suggestions underneath this video. Please don't email them to me. And those are not suggestions about Nipsey, because I will do Nipsey's family if it's necessary. No, I'm just going to sit here and psychically read this because I can do that too. I have that power. I'm now an elevated witch doctor. So this could be longer, but I can psychically read this Nipsey thing for you. I don't know what's going on. I haven't read anything. I haven't followed through because I feel like I've come to the end of this story. But anyway, Nipsey. He didn't leave as much money as people think he did. Okay, he didn't. And there is definitely a fight for money. There is a sister who fought for the daughter in the hope that there would be lots of money coming her way to support the daughter. She's very disappointed right now. Very disappointed. There was property that people believed he owned, and they discovered he didn't. They discovered he was leasing it. He was leasing a certain building, a huge building that he was leasing. He didn't buy it. He was leasing it. And this all came out after he died. And there's a fight over what's left of his money. I'm just going to put, after all his bills have been paid, and I'm not talking about future revenue, people, and I'm not talking about what he's making right now. What I'm being told is that what is now available for distribution to his children and to his people he cared about. What's available? Meaning this man was much wealthier than what I'm going to say, but what is available in ready cash? I got 1.2 million, and most of it is going to Africa. Why? Because his father is his executor, and his father is putting his own needs first. So his father is imagining that he will go to Africa and live like a king and is done with America. So he's taking most of it. And his kids are pretty much going to live off current revenues from his work, what he left behind. And yeah, his dad is running away with a pot of gold. I don't know what's going on out there, or whatever, or whoever is saying what they are saying, but daddy is running away. Nipsey's daddy is running away with a pot of gold all the way back to Africa. What an African. So typical. Okay, so that's Nipsey. I would really like to read new people, interesting people, so go out there, people, and give me suggestions. Also, don't forget to tell me which city you're in. With the Witchdoctor's assistant, my best friend, she's like making a chart of the cities. And I am definitely going to be going to Indiana because I got one of my viewers, Misty, she's going to help me. And I'm so happy because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But she's going to help me. And she suggested that I start my tour in February. And after I almost like said nah, but after the Dark Witchdoctor attack, I decided not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. So can you see my voice is kind of husky, or it's just me? That's when you fight dark magic, I lose my voice when I fight dark magic. So anyway, Misty is helping me with the city in Indiana, and oh my god, I would be so lost without her because I am totally ignorant. But so I'm definitely going to Indiana in February, and I have decided that will be my first stop. I have made that decision that it'll be my first stop because I need I need the rest of these months to prepare, right? I'm a novice. So if you are in a city with lots and lots of people or whatever, and you would also like to invite me and so on and so on, please do so. Email a bitch and invite a bitch, and I'll see if I was thinking more in terms of doing it like that other psychic Steve, but Steve somebody, Steve something, the psychic. Okay, you know, with the when you're in a room, and he just, you buy tickets and you go in a room and you just you know, then the psychic just reads people, because I also can see your dead people, so I really wanted to use my entire repertoire of what I know. But Indiana, the format is not going to be like that, and I loved when she put the format forward for me. I really loved it. And so, you know, if you can come up with your own unique formats that you think I would love, please feel free to do so. I really need helpers on the ground to get this going. Second, please buy my books. I really need the money to travel, and I also need to put them on Amazon. So far, everybody who's read The Trap Queen, The Show Goes On, and The Trophy Wife loves them, right? And I need to sell 3,000 copies of each for me to be able to put them on Amazon.com. And I really want to, because I'm really proud of this series, because I graduated. And one day I'll tell you why I call it graduation. I mean, I'm this little girl who was sexually abused, and I wrote Erotica. I have trouble having sex. I really struggle with sex. And I wrote Erotica. I mean, wow. And also, all my characters are just amazing. And yes, I cheated. The storyteller is out there watching you guys. You think you're safe. You think you've got bodyguards and what have you. But the storyteller is there. Okay. So anyway, please buy the more revenue I can get from my books, the more cities I can afford to come to. And also, I would be so grateful if you could all put me on Amazon.com. I need 3,000 copies of each book to be bought before Amazon.com talks to me. So I hope you're all readers out there. I hope you're all readers, because I'm really writing Witchdoctor, The Curse of the Chosen, believing that you're readers. And like I said, chapter 1 will be 200 pages. You know, I'm just going to call it chapter 1. 200 pages, because there'll be no breaks. And I'm doing that for a reason, because my master's degree in writing tells me that sometimes you can change the format of your work. And I'm also doing it chapter by chapter, like I said, because it'll be too expensive for me to produce if I just, you know, because I have a lot to say and a lot to do and a lot to share. But please buy my books. Tell your friends who read. Recommend them to people. I do need the revenue for me to travel. Okay, and like I said, in October I might do something interesting for readings, so that I can do marathon readings and exercise my ancestors in October. And on that note, thank you so much, guys, for listening to this long thing. And I never leave without wishing Nicki, without wishing the person I read, the people I read, all the luck in the world. And it's my opinion that Kenneth is trying to be a better man, and I really hope that he does. And I send him nothing but light and love. And it appears that Nicki might be trying to become a mom. I hope it works out, girlfriend. And I'm looking forward to you rising and shining again like you were doing. And I know you are strong enough to beat any demons that come your way. You're strong, girl. You're strong. So let's wish them the best. And let's hope one day Nicki will tell us the truth about her relationship with Kenneth, because we already got some truth from Kenneth himself. Thank you guys for watching. And if I haven't been flattered by the Dark Witch Doctor, which is never gonna happen, it's never gonna happen. My war office is good. It's in the basement. It's good. I will defend myself and use his own weapons against him, and I will succeed. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.